pleased to be here today at the headquarters of GPO Fund with Key Compton, who has done 4 startups. I know your last one you sold to Oracle. Could you tell us a little bit about what you're doing with this fund?
Absolutely. GPO Fund is the Global Public Offering Fund, and we are keen to disrupt the Series C venture process by educating both the venture community, the entrepreneurial community, and the participants at the table as to the opportunity to take these companies public at earlier stages. The Global Public Offering Fund is a growth equity investment fund, and we are helping the companies that we invest into go public at sub $1 billion valuation with a view of being publicly listed on the global capital markets, and most importantly, accessing growth capital to become long-term successful, entrepreneurially run companies.
So, just a great thesis, and you've already had an exit, been at it for 2 years. What recommendations would you give to entrepreneurs? Over having built 4 companies, if you just had a couple of key pieces of advice you've learned the hard way?
I think most important is long-term planning. As an entrepreneur, everyone's passionate about something. I've been passionate about building and operating companies for decades. I'm now passionate about helping other entrepreneurs to build and operate their companies, but more importantly, to think forward 2, 3, 4 steps ahead. We've been, 1 or 2 decades in a stay private forever regime. It makes sense for quite a few companies. But we've also seen that the public markets that used to exist through the 80s and 90s that helped companies go public was a growth engine that no longer is existing in the same form here in the US. There are markets overseas, in Asia Pacific in particular, that are growing from a capital markets perspective, a demographic perspective, a product and opportunity perspective. Most entrepreneurs that are gearing to be global are aware of that, and we're trying to help them invest into that. We write a check into the company so that they can expand more quickly. More importantly, we bring some of the connectivity to other investors, our LPs, and/or into capital market participants so that they can actually think differently. Why not go public when I'm worth $200, $400, $600 million as a market cap company? Why not look at what the NASDAQ provided 20, 30 years ago and find it in today's world environment, go public inside of that context, and more importantly, access the secondary markets, the credit markets, have script where you can do M&A, and run a company where you as the entrepreneur be the CEO for the next decade or 2 or 3, because being acquired into another doesn't always get you there.
Yeah.
My exit to Oracle through a company that I merged with another and was eventually acquired was a wonderful outcome personally, but not necessarily the same as being an entrepreneur that runs a company for 2 decades or 3 decades, which is what we want to see more of.
Yeah. So how do people, tell me first, who is your ideal company you'd like to reach out to you, and then how do people find you?
Oh, great question. GPOfund.com is how you find us. My name is Key Compton, K-E-Y, GPO Fund. In terms of what's ideal for us, we're looking for entrepreneurs with passion. We're looking for companies that are global in design, operation, or desire. Really important, we live in a world today where technology is dematerialized, so we look for tech-enabled businesses, we look for scale, we look for network effects, we look for, most importantly, a team and an entrepreneur or a group of entrepreneurs that are passionate about where they're going and ultimately want to build something.